Welcome to Body Align. Align your body and align your life. I'm Rob Shockey, and I'm on with Stephen Lepkowski.
Rob, when I left Texas Instruments back when, we were just branching out into 3G across the world. And 3G was that technology that gave us a disconnect from our computers, gave us a disconnect from having to be at home in order to get something accomplished. But look where we are today with 3G. I can be anywhere in the world. I can have this video conference with you right from the bandwidth that's provided in my phone. And what we've learned, what we've seen, and what I did on a computer chip was had to manage this massive amount of oscillation, this frequency happening. And we had to take into consideration how to protect that phone itself from all these energies, the heat energy that's being done, and then the destructive forces of just the electromotive, this energy bouncing around inside the phone. Now, we could build shielding. If you open up a cell phone, you're going to see aluminum foil. You're going to see strands of copper wire and little bendable circuit boards, all designed to neutralize and to bring those energies down. And through 3G, it was pretty effective. Didn't have a big external problem. But guess what? We got to be faster. We got to go to the next level. We created 4G. And now look where we are. We are totally disconnected from our desks, from our lifestyle inside our home, to now we have screens that are in our hands that are faster than anything we've ever imagined. Rob, that is, in order to achieve that, we've had to build a tighter network of cell towers. We had to build a tighter network of energy so we can talk from the cell phone to the tower and from the tower back to the cell phone. So guess what happens? That energy, the impact on the body goes up because we got our cell phone here or in a pocket or in our bra strap. We're going to keep this thing close to us so we can be instantly responsive instead of having it across the room where it may not be as effective. So in order to do that, more frequency means more data transfer. If you need more data transfer, we have to expand the spectrum. The FCC has to give us more spectrum to be able to operate. And lo and behold, what happens is now we have to have higher energies and higher frequencies, which moves up the spectrum of what our body can deal with. And right now being deployed in the United States and around the world is 5G, the very next generation. So we might go from a cell tower that's a half a mile away and we have a great conversation. A mile away, we can establish a great conversation, but just imagine now that I have to have a cell tower every city block or every other city block where it's highly intense. And it's going to have a much higher frequency because there's a much higher data rate bringing you web content or photos of your child, or a phone conversation gives you a much higher content. And so in order to do that, we ramp the frequencies up, we power the thing up, we connect to a cell tower that's even more energy. And now we've got our bodies bombarded with something they have never seen before. Your body's never known the amount of energy that's going to happen when you put a cell phone near your body. The confusion, the anxiety that our body's going to happen when that's around us is going to send us out of kilter. And guess what? That knife edge of homeostasis, we fall off. The body falls off while that phone is near us, or a Wi-Fi box, or your television monitor, your screen on your computer. We fall off that edge. We need something to move us back, to stop the body's negative reaction to what's happening. And that's what we developed in the lab with our next generation product called Cell Protect.
Yeah, I was
That
just going to ask
product
you that.
simply put on your phone or put on your body is going to give you the frequencies and the energies to neutralize it and come back to norm, energetically push your body back to a homeostasis where all of your chakras stay aligned, all of the energy centers of your body stay aligned. They don't go out of whack and then start driving the chemical system inside your body, the electrical system inside your body. Instead of driving it right or left, the energetic system of the body becomes neutralized and all the chakras stay aligned so we can have a great lifestyle. We can have back to normal without fear that this cell phone and these cell towers and Wi-Fi are just bombarding us and pushing us over the edge into something that might need a medical intervention to take care of us.
Yeah, this is a really, really interesting segue because I never really thought about it until I did encounter Body Align, how much electromagnetic frequency could be bombarding my body, and I had a test done that actually measured that out for me, and I was able to see how much different devices, and you were able to point that out to me, which devices were actually causing an effect on me. A smart meter near my home, There was my cell phone. I have two different types of cell phone. I have tablets. I have a lot of different devices that are in my life, and they're around my children as well. And it really wasn't, let's say I knew that there was a problem because I never liked, I always use a wire to connect to my phone, but I never really knew, what kind of things that could happen. And the big buzzword today is 5G. My own company said, hey, we're going to send you out a 5G new router, a 5G router. And, before I met this company, I'm like, wow, that's great because I need more speed, right? And that's what it is. But maybe it's more speed to getting sick. So now that was the impression that I had after I met Body Align. So the cellular protection disc that you're talking about, I mean, we talked about the action disc, we talked about the mass disc and the sleep disc, and now you're talking about the cellular protect disc. This disc that you put on the posterior of your phone near the antenna that actually protects the body. And this is an important distinction because some people will say, well, is this an EMF blocker, or is this, what is this exactly? How is it affecting? You said, well, it's keeping your body in alignment. Is it causing the buffer, or is it the frequencies that you put in the hologram, as you said, that's causing that barrier? What is it?
There are claims out there in the industry, Rob, dating back 10, 15, 20 years ago about, is there true cellular phone issues with the human body? And there's been studies released, there's been opinions all over the place that says, yes, it is, no, it doesn't. And here we are now, back in a level where no one's tested this yet. No one's proven that it doesn't hurt the body, but it would make common sense that if you put an activated frequency near your body, it's going to make a difference. Okay, even the simple heat generated is going to make a difference in the human body. So what I love is the fact that it does have energies, because my product doesn't stop the cell phone from sending frequencies or receiving frequencies to operate. We don't do that. We simply signal the body. We use the EMFs coming through the phone to energize our hologram, our disc. We energize it with those frequencies and the heat of the body, so those molecules can vibrate back and signal to the body. Put up the defenses. Don't let this EMF affect the body. Don't unalign your chakras. Stay right in tight, so all the energy centers of the body stay aligned and we don't have this confusion. You push a chakra, you push an energy center right or left, lower, higher energy, the body suddenly, something happens in the body. Something's going on. Suddenly the connection between the kidneys and the liver is going to get disrupted, and they may not be able to communicate, and they may not be able to say, hey, liver, I need you to give some more energy to this person. Let's get the metabolic changes in the liver so we deliver more glycogen or more ketones to the person that needs it. And they got to stay connected. So when we put that hologram on and it tells the body, these get back aligned, move everything back to normal. Now the body, the liver, and the kidneys, the pituitary can all communicate with each other through the energetic highways and keep the body as close to homeostasis as we can. So this is not a product that stops EMFs. It doesn't alter EMFs, because if we did that, the phone wouldn't work. It simply would say, hey, there's no energy for me to communicate to the tower. Okay, this is simply the vibratory energies that we need to keep our body aligned. This signals the body. That's why we like the product, is close proximity to the body, on a cell phone, on your laptop, on your tablet, on your keyboard, on your monitor, your computer. It allows you to be in proximity to my product, so it can signal to the body the changes and keep you back to balance.
I find it to be so amazing that you're able to take such a small thing, like, oh, it looks like a sticker, right? And you're placing it on the back of your devices, or you're putting it on your monitor. And we're such a mobile society, as you mentioned earlier. We're such a mobile society. We're disconnected, right? We don't have to be at our router at our home. We're going to be on the run. And what kind of protections do you have for yourself or on your run? And I've seen people now babysit their children with their tablets, right? Or they're at dinner, and maybe you've seen this too, where people are having dinner with one another, and they're more interested in what tweet or IG post that just happened, and they're making comments on it, and they're really engaged, engrossed with their phone. It's always in close proximity to the body. But getting to the children, you mentioned to me in a previous interview about Wi-Fi being removed from schools, which is kind of interesting because I know that children are using more devices at school. They're using computers and tablets and so on. Did you hear that? I mean, could you confirm that they're pulling it
Yeah,
out of
there's,
schools?
there are all over, but especially in our brethren countries over in Europe, France in particular, has passed laws that stop the deployment of Wi-Fi in public schools there. They simply have got the data that says that it's disruptive to the bodies, to the attention span of the students. So they have outlawed it and started moving Wi-Fi boxes out. You talked about the next generation routers. You got everybody there working on a phone or working on a tablet. And what happens is they have to have more energy centers or more Wi-Fi boxes, right? More points in the building where they can connect to so they can get more and more bandwidth. So suddenly now, instead of just having one weak 3G Wi-Fi box that's sitting up in the rafters because there's 8 kids with phones or 10 tablets in the building, now there's one for every kid and a tablet for every child. So what's happened is they had to put all these points of access up such that everybody can connect, everybody gets aggregated and then ships out to the internet and brings the data back. Well, we just bombarded the school with a lot more EMFs than they were planning for, the body can plan for. So what they found was students are disrupted. So they moved the technology, said we're going to back it out of the schools. It doesn't make sense to have it there. We're going to find a way to educate the kids the old-fashioned way or a more old-fashioned way, and give the students a better shot at getting the most out of their education.
Yes, it was really interesting. I saw a chart. I think we passed it around. There was a chart, and it looked like the EMF was absorbed better in younger children than it was in adults, which was really kind of startling to see that.
There's been industry studies through the cell phone world, and companies that are anti-cell phones and companies that are pro-cell phones, about the sensitivity of a child's body to to pushing off a homeostasis, whether it's bad diets or no lack of exercise. But what they keyed in on was these EMFs that at the same frequency that our microwave ovens used to operate at. Okay, remember the old days when you had your cell phone and somebody turned on the microwave oven, boom, the phone stopped working, your cordless phone or your cell phone. All of a sudden you had all this interference with because they were at the similar frequencies. So we know that it has a potential radiation to do something to the human body. So what we found in these studies is that there is an impact to long exposure to EMFs in a child versus an adult. Okay, simply says their bones are less dense. Their knife edge, their edge of homeostasis is at a point by which it's easy to push them off. So we could see larger heat signatures when they had a cell phone up or a notebook in their lap. We saw larger, more defined heat signatures in their bodies. So the cell phone companies, and I respect the fact that they're trying to create a quality of life for us that allows you to enjoy your son, your wife, your daughter's voice. And I believe that's important. That's why Texas Instruments, I love the fact that I went from analog to 2G to 3G to 4G and see the world change, how we could stay connected. I love that. And I never want to take that away. What I want to do is find a way to make the body less sensitive. And that's why we created the product. But certainly children's brains, their bodies are way more susceptible to what's happening with EMFs. It's undeniable that that's the case. What the guidelines that the cell phone company and our government has put out is keep the phone farther away, because as we double the distance, we quarter the power. We run the power in by 1/4. So the farther away, absolutely better, less energy that's going to hit that child. So when we carry it around, when it's on our bodies or it's bombarding us from Wi-Fi, we're going to get a constant dose at or greater than what we're going to get with a cell phone that's 6, 8, 12 inches away. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to look at ways to enjoy our quality of life with these products that are brought to us with advanced technologies that I help create. At the same time, how do we protect our body? And that's what I'm all about, is creating that connection so the body can enjoy it for a long time and not be susceptible to what's happening with these EMFs bombarding us.
This is super. This is really, really super. And I appreciate you, the work that you've been doing for so long and bringing this kind of product out, because we are We are an emerging country, as many countries are. We're emerging, but we're emerging in technology and advances. I personally love the advances, but I do have my concerns about health and family. So it's really truly amazing what you're doing with Warren. I hope that we can interview Warren here soon, and we'll dive into some of these other topics in the near future with you. In the meantime, if somebody wants to purchase, let's say, a cellular protect disc, what's the best way for them to do so?
I want you to spend some time in researching our website. They provide you all the background on the products, all the placements and what you need to do, what protocols are designed for. You can find it www.bodyalign.com. Bodyalign, one word, BODYALIGN.com. And in there, you can click through our products, you can click through the science, you can click through and read about what each of these protocols are going to do to the body and decide if these fit your wellness expectations or your wellness desires. I encourage everybody, if you're on a mobile device and you're listening to this, or you're on a Wi-Fi connected device in your home and you got a laptop or a tablet or something in your lap, please do the research, get on and get yourself a Cell Protect disc. It's a small investment to protect your body from the damages that are happening with the EMFs that are all around us, whether it's in your computer, it's in your cell phone, your tablet, your child's Game Boy, anything that's electronic that has power in it is going to create an electromotive force. All these have the opportunity to change the course, the energetic course of our bodies, and I want to see that minimized. I want to enjoy my kid's voice for as long as I can. I want to be able to stand on the Great Wall of China, pick up my phone and call my son and tell him I love him, tell him the experience that I'm having, and I can do that because of cellular technology. And I will never, ever want to see it go away. What I want to see is better techniques for making the body more immune to the effects of this great technology.
Well, this has been an amazing opportunity to speak with you directly. I know that you're very busy, and this expansion is ever present across the United States. And so I do appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule for us today. And you heard it from Steve Lepkowski. www.bodyalign.com. Get your cellular protection information today. Take a look at it and get some protection for you and your family today. Again, Steve, thank you very much. Have yourself
You
a
have a
great
blessed
evening.
day.
You too.